me feel good.
So hello, welcome to issue 24, which is front fender liners and radiator. Now there's quite a lot to do. There's large pieces, but there aren't actually that many pieces. So what we'll do is we'll begin with stage 1, and we need to take piece 24A, which is simply called left front fender liner. Now I'm going to have to use the overhead camera for this one, I think. Let me just check the yeah, okay, so this is going to go in there. All of our work today is going to go on the front of the Ecto-1, and excuse me. Right, so the holes we're looking for, see if I can find them. Got them. Right, so we're looking for, there's two here. There's lots of little pegs going around all over the place, but the main ones are these two. If you can get the front lined up with those two, then what will happen is it will just fall into place on the back. So you can see that it's fallen in there. So what we need to do first of all, this is quite an odd one, so be very, very careful. We start off with 2 DM screws, and we need to screw the front in. So there's one going in here, so let's put this one in first, because I think that's going to be the most awkward one. And then once that's in, everything will start to come into place. Pardon my hands. Okay, and you know, that doesn't want to go in. That's going in. Right, so that's in just loose. So that's gone in there. And I do apologise about the lack of the good view. I may actually just get Dizzycam out. So let's put the front one in now. I'm only putting them in loose because I don't want to screw them up tight until I've got these back two in. So now what we need to do for the back two, we need an NM screw and a CM screw. The NM screw is going on the outside, and the screws we're looking at, these two larger, you've got 2 raised tabs. So we'll first of all pop the NM screw in, and that, like I say, that goes on the outside. And I'm actually just looking, yes, so we are going to be repeating this process for the second one. There we go. So the NM is going in there, and the second screw is going to be a CM. So I mean, I don't know what would happen if you got these muddled up and put the wrong screws in. I suspect they just wouldn't ever tighten up, would they? So that's gone in tight. That's gone in almost tight. There we go. And you just need to hold the bottom when you're doing these front ones. There we go, and that's stage 1 complete. Now stage 2 is exactly the same, but for the opposite side. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bring side cam round, and I'm going to see if I can give you a better shot from a different angle. So let's move that down, and I think that might just work. So we're going to take this piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to locate it on the front. So remember, this is the outside piece. I can't find the camera. This is the outside piece, this is the inside. So we're looking to locate these two pegs here. And, oh, that was lucky. These are obviously made on a sprue. And that's a little bit that's just come off. But that's waste. So the pegs are here. One there and one there. We locate these two in the front, and then that brings, let me just bring you round. So you can see there it's slightly off center. You just give it a bit of a wiggle and then it'll go in. And then that might push the front ones out, but that's fine. So what we will now do, if you remember, we're putting DMs in the front. So one to go in, let's go for the outside one first. And I'm not going to screw these all the way in, just in case it kind of moves the piece around. There we go. And I'm just going to switch screwdrivers. The reason I'm switching screwdrivers is because I had a little bit of trouble. You see there, it's the amount of space that you've been given. There's not a massive amount, and my new screwdriver is quite stubby. So on the back we need, and I'm just double checking this, we need an NM screw on the outside, which is, let me just bring you round. So we've got two holes there. The outside here is the NM screw, and that leaves the DM on the inside. So let me move this camera around again. So this is coming in from the other side. So the NM screw goes in like so. And I'm just going to switch my head actually. I think for that one being a bigger, do you know what? I haven't got a bigger screwdriver head. Why have I not got a bigger screwdriver head? Okay, so my apologies. There we go. That's the winner. There we go. Alternatively, I can always use one of my conventional screwdrivers, because some of these are actually quite large screws. So the outside is the NM, so that leaves the inside being a CM, and that will go into this one there, and that's in nice and tight. And then we'll just finish off the two screws at the front, which we didn't put in all of the way. And again, just like the other side, it helps if I just push from underneath with my other hand as well. So that's lovely. That is stage 2 complete. Now for stage 3, I'm going to switch to my body camera, because what we're going to be doing now is, well, it says assembling the radiator. So what we're going to need is this lovely piece here. This is plastic. We're going to need that piece, which is 24E, and we also need 24C. Now 24C is just called the radiator tank, and that's going to go on, let's see if I get this the right way round. So you've got little, you see you've got sort of wings on the side, and you've got the gap. You want that gap at the bottom, and you need to place this on the top. See, you've got a hole there. There's only a hole on one side. You need the hole on what I'm going to call the inside, and there are locating pegs to help. So you see you've got 4 holes there. You've got 2 screw holes and 2 pegs. So just for fun, I'm going to see if we can fit it the wrong way around. No, we can't fit that the wrong way. So it will only go in the correct way. Now this might be awkward to do, because the next thing we need to do is pop in 2 DP screws into there. So you will actually need a thin screwdriver. So I'm going to resort back to my, funnily enough, this is a cheap Wilco one. It's funny how sometimes the cheap screwdrivers are very good, and sometimes they're just not. No, that's not even working either. So let's try. I don't think this is going to do it. Right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, you know, I've just made a video saying that I've never really used this extender, and now it's just become invaluable. So this is why I don't throw away any screwdrivers, you know, including the ones I don't like, because there'll always be that occasional build where they are perfect for the job. Even the horrible screwdrivers you get with the partworks, sometimes they're actually really useful. Right, so that's that part put in, and then what we're going to do to finish off stage 3, we need to place in part 24F. Now there is a specific way to do this, and I can see that there's a line there, and that needs to go at the bottom. So let's see if I can get that in the wrong way. Right, it will, looks like it will go. No, it won't go. You've actually got rounded edges and square there. You need a square at the top, and there are actually little locating lines there. And then what we'll do is we will secure that with 6 HP screws, which I have almost ready. And I've got to switch all my screwdrivers around. So HP screws, and we will do this in my usual fashion. I'll do one corner, then I'll do the opposite corner, tell me if you think this is a good camera angle. I'm still trying to figure out the best angles. So we'll do this one next, and I'm only screwing these most of the way in, but not all of the way. It doesn't help, I have to keep putting the part down to get the screw in. Right, so we'll pop that one in. And the 5th one can go in. I don't know why they've given us so many screws to put in. It's 2 pieces of plastic, so surely 3 or 4 would have done the job, but it's just really nice that they do seem to overdo the screws, meaning that the whole thing will stay together. So that's the last one. I've put that in all of the way until it goes naturally tight. Don't overscrew these ones because they are plastic. We don't want to rip the parts. So we just go until it wants to stop, and then we just give it a little bit of a pull and we make sure it's tight, and that's in lovely. I'm really happy with that. So the next stage, we've got 2 small things to do now. Bear with me one sec. Right, so we need piece 24D, which is the filling cap, and that goes right on the top of the radiator. There's a little peg, and I don't know if you can see, but it's not a circle, it's actually a half circle. In there we have a shape, so what we need to do is line up the flat edges, and it just goes on just like that. And then to finish the build, we need to pop this breather pipe in, 24G. Now, I've heard a lot of tips being given about this, and I know I did, that actually went on perfectly fine. Now, if you've watched my video on doing the proton packs, you'll notice that a piece of advice I give is if you feel that that's too, that the pipe is too small, you just need to stretch it a little bit with a cocktail stick. However, the main problem I'm having is on the, I can't get it back on now. Right, so you see that it's sticking outwards, but in the magazine they want it to go like that. So what we need to do is round about there, I need to just give it a bit of a kink. And I think the best way to do that will be to just sort of pull it around your thumb or your finger. And you see there I've just created a bit of a kink. It might actually stretch back to normal. But when that goes on, I don't think that idea has actually worked very well. So yeah, it's kind of kinked round, but yeah, that's something you can work on. So that is it. Now that's 15 minutes of raw footage. How fantastic is that? I am trying to get my build lengths down, but yeah, so that's that done then. I'm going to have a little bit of a sneaky peek. Do you know what? We're not going to touch this for 2 episodes. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next stage, which is stage 25, which will be horns and junction box. Thank you for watching.